Okay, so hello everyone. You are welcome to today's class. And in today's class, we are going to continue from where we left off in our last meeting. Okay, and we are still looking at what statistics. Okay, and we are now on what? On the graphs. Okay, so our concentration will be on histogram and the cumulative frequency curve, which is also known as the OGI. Okay, so this was the assignment that was given in our previous meeting. We were asked to do this. Okay, so if you look at what we have here, basically, okay, in order to find we're asked to find the mean. Okay, we know we have to use the formula sigma fx over sigma f. But unfortunately, if you are dealing with a group frequency distribution table, okay, I've told you, your first set of columns that you are supposed to have will be the two given columns. Only that the columns will always come in the row form, but when you are extracting, if possible, okay, and now because of constraints, we advise that you extract also in the row form, if possible. Okay, but usually if you extract in a column, no issues. I don't know if you get my point. You can see that if you do it in the row form, it will save you some space. Okay, so I will encourage you if possible, but because you are used to the column, okay, at this time, at this point, if you are adjusting it to be a problem, so let's stick to our column. Okay, so you extract the information in the column form. So that's exactly, I picked one of you, okay, your work. So I guess you can see clearly. If you cannot, let me make it a little, let me go to the presentation. Okay, so your first, okay, column, your second column. Okay, remember I said once you are going to use fx, okay, you are going to see f or use f and x. We have to equally see where you have your f, what you are labeling as what your x. Take note. And here we know the in terms of the first question, we have to add these two columns. Okay, the class midpoint column, okay, and also, okay, the product of f and what and x. Take note. Okay, I will come to that. Kobe, sorry, I was reading your, okay, I will come to that. Okay, so let me stick to the solution to the assignment. Okay, all right. So at this point, this is what you are supposed to get. I said on normal circumstance, if you are dealing with the first one, okay, this is what you are supposed to do. You need to add only, okay, this particular column, okay, and this column as well for now. Okay, so when you read the question, you know that you need this and that. And don't forget your X and F, very important. I've been saying this and I'm repeating this because some of you fail to do that. And you know yourselves, I don't want to mention any names. Okay, but if you look at the question carefully, okay, the question didn't ask you to, let's go back, okay, to the question. The question didn't ask you to find the mean of the entire data or the entire distribution. The question said, okay, calculate correct to 2 decimal places. So this must be underlined. And some of you didn't underline that. So you failed to leave your answer. So you see, those low-hanging marks that you can protect by being particular, don't lose them. Okay, don't lose them. And I've given you all the clues, all the hints that you need to protect them. Okay, so you underline 2 dp, then or you said scored between 50 and 74. So you are not looking for the mean of the entire. So those of you who went to find the mean of the entire data, it means you are not particular. We know now students are one way. When they see questions, they are not particular. Okay, they think it's the usual one. So it's like they are programmed that way. I don't know why though. Okay, so they will deal with it the usual way. Pay particular attention. It will not always be the usual. Okay, so in this case, it's not the usual. So you are looking from 50 up to 74. So it means that's where you are supposed to end. So if you want to build the data for, okay, or the table for X, then Fx, then it should be for only this class, this class, this class, this class, and that class. You don't go beyond. And that's exactly, okay, she did. She was particular. She realized that she needed to find a mean, okay, of those between 50 and 74. So instead of adding the whole of this, okay, getting the sigma f for the whole of this, The sigma F was for this one, this one, this one, this one, up to this one. You don't go beyond that. And if you do that, you are going to get your numerator to be 5,125. Then all over, you know, your sigma F2, the F must end at what, that same class. So you sum from here up to here, and that will give you 80, not the entire, okay, 50. Please take note. And your first approximation for DP, then followed by your required approximation, which is what, 2 DP. And here, the marks no, okay, units. So your answer shouldn't have any units. Then you go towards, we now go to the B, where we are asked to draw the histogram. Okay, so the histogram, I advise you, if possible, please use the class boundaries instead of the class midpoints. So in drawing the histogram, you realize that you will need the class boundaries. So in this case, I said the first 2 columns that you add because of the first one. Okay, the first question, the question A, will be this. So now you come and add, okay, your class boundaries. I've told you the order in which you state your columns, okay, it doesn't really matter. Maybe you read through the question and you realize that you need a class midpoint, okay, you need a class boundaries, you need whatever. So you did this. And in so doing, somebody knows, okay, or you should know that using the class boundaries, okay, getting the class boundaries, you can usually use it to find your class midpoint. Okay, though the class midpoint, you can use the limit as well. So that will be it for the explanation of that one. As for, okay, can you see clearly? Okay, so your frequency should be here. Okay, and you can write only F for frequency. Then your class was boundaries. Remember I said, okay, this side should be, okay, labeled, this should be labeled as well. And take notes. As for your X and Y axes, never forget to label them. Okay, at least label one. If you label one, the other is automatically fixed. But my point is, or label the two. Take note, immediately none of them is there, you are doomed. No matter how beautiful your graph is, okay, it will be 0. Everything will be 0. And you wonder why, because X and Y axes are not fixed. And you can see that looking at what she did, you can see that she changed the orientation of her graph. So once the orientation is changed, it's like your X and Y axes also change. So that's the one reason why X and Y axes are not fixed. You are supposed to fix them. So don't forget to label. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, every graph is supposed to have a title and a scale. And your title, I said yesterday, your title must be in capital letters. In English, do you state your title in small letters? Maybe they've changed the syllables and I'm not aware. Okay, do you state your title? No, it is capital letters and you also underline. Take note. So it's the same thing. Your title must be capital. And it's supposed to be, in this case, it's a histogram for the mark distribution. It should always be for the distribution, But I said, if you know the exact distribution, you qualify the distribution by being more precise. And your scale, I remember I told you yesterday that your scale cannot be above the title. But surprisingly, I don't know. Okay, so one of you had your scale above your title. And I don't know what informed you or who told you to do that, because I never did. So take note. It's good. It's not exams. Okay, so at this point, you learn from your mistakes and make sure you correct them. Okay, if you get, okay, yeah, you're there, an opportunity again. So that will be it for the end. When you are drawing your tracing lines, okay, please take note. You don't go beyond. You only need here. So you start from here and you come down. Don't go beyond. And I told you that your diagonal lines must also be, okay, continuous lines. It's only the line that you are going to trace, use to trace, that will be broken lines. But even in that one, I said, don't waste time making these small dashes. Okay, we don't give marks for the number of broken lines that we have there. So space out. You are working against time. Oh. It's only in exams that you cherish 1 second. Sometimes you say stop working, you want to write. You value 1 second. So please, every second that can be saved, it is seconds that moves into becomes what? Minute, and minute that will tend to what? Hours. So every second counts, please. So in this case, make sure you do the needful. Okay, space up. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. You are done. Just cut it. Okay, maximum maybe 4. Okay, you space up. You get your, and don't go up. And when you are picking your points that you draw your diagonal lines, please, if possible, use your pencils to indicate. Okay, the point here, where you are going to join, then you join so that you don't move away from your exact what point. Because the more you move away, the more you introduce human error, and the more you move away from the allowed margin of error. Am I clear? Hello, is my point well made?
Please.
Very good.
Yes,
okay,
please.
so that will be it for the assignment. By so doing, you can trace. You know the size of each small box. I told you that use the class size. And when you are using the class size, please, I've told you in format. Okay, it's not necessary to create a column for the class size. Okay, if you want to verify, just verify mentally or using your calculator whether the class sizes are equal. If the class sizes are equal, don't create a column for it. Okay, it's when they are not equal, which would be possible in the relative mass situation. And I said I will come to that when you are doing relative mass statistics. That's where I will start from. Okay, then after that, we'll move on to the correlation and regression. So the format always will give you equal class size. So it's not your business to verify, unless you want it to be part of you because you are a relative mass student. So you want to verify before. Okay, otherwise it's not necessary. Okay, so that will be it. When you trace, you know the size of each small box, so you should be able to. And someone okay gave me this one. I was wondering the value here was, I think here it was it 80, 70 point something, but in between your reading gave you 90, went beyond it to, you should know, you stated that this is your modal class. So you are trying to say that your mode should lie within these two values. It cannot go beyond. That's why you are calling it the modal class, the class that will contain your mode. Okay, and so it means your mode cannot go beyond the extreme values. Immediately you get your mode beyond, then it's trying to tell you that, okay, obviously, you've gone beyond your modal class. So if your modal class is 10 to 15, and your mode that we found, you stated 17, obviously it should make sense, okay, to you that, oh, what I have there is wrong. It's obviously wrong, because I said my modal class is 10 to 15. How am I getting 17 as my answer? So something must play. So if you get something wrong, get it wrong honorably. At least let us know that you are thinking. You are not just writing. Okay, so on that note, this becomes the mode. Okay, that's from hair graph. We'll give room for a certain margin of error. Maybe you write 71. Natural fact it was 71. Okay, point, I think 5 or so. So, or 0.05, something of that sort. Okay, so we use that one, but this is where we do the allowed margin of error, so you get it right. Any question before I move on to, okay, what we are supposed to do today? Are we all fine? So please, the major, okay, don't, if possible, please use the class boundaries in drawing your histogram. And again, like I said yesterday, you can start from, okay, you doing this equally will take time. So you can start this value here, your first value, and you avoid breaking the graph. Okay, which sometimes you forget because immediately you come and do, then if you forget to, it comes with a penalty. You have to break it if the first is, or some part is not conforming. That's the more reason why I will encourage you to start from here, so that this trouble, which can be costly, okay, will be taken care of. Okay, Prof. Inshira.
So please, when we start from the beginning, like when we don't break the graph, would we have to break the y-axis graph, or we should give it two different origins?
No. You see, what do? You have an origin is where your two lines will meet. Is that not it? Where your vertical line and your horizontal line will meet. That's where usually you call it the origin. Is that clear? So, and I said yesterday that if under normal circumstance, sometimes even when you are drawing the graph, I know GHS, where they intersect, you put 0 there, but it's not 0, it's automatically 0. Okay, however, if what you have there is not 0, then you have to come and indicate. So if I want a value here, which is not 0, then I have to write this value there, which is what, the 50, okay, sorry, the 49.5. I will write it here because now I'm taking this not to be 0. That's why I have to write it. But if I don't write it, then it is assumed to be 0. Automatic. You get the point?
Yeah, so, but I'm saying that the y-axis to like...
No, how do you calibrate your y-axis? I do get you, maybe. So this is how you calibrate your axis. Okay, so you relax. I will explain for you to get it. Okay, this is how you calibrate. Okay, so you know I said it the other time, your x-axis, when you are calibrating, this is what you do. Is that not it? So if your 49.5 is coming here, no issues. And your y-axis, this is how you calibrate. Don't you calibrate this way?
Yes, please.
Okay, so at the normal circumstance, this is where they intersect. I know that the x, okay, now I'm saying that my x is no longer starting from 0. That's why I've written this one there. So my calibration for the y here, if I don't write anything there, then it is assumed to be 0. I don't have to write it. If it's any other number, if you wanted to start from 5, then you have to write a 5 here. But if there is nothing there, then it means in this case, my x, okay, will start from 49.5. But if I come to my y-axis, it will start from 0 because my first line, there is no value there, which must be assumed to be 0. Is that clear?
Yes, please, it's clear now.
Okay, very, very good. All right. Okay, so that's it. Any questions? Any more questions? Okay, great. Okay, so we thank God. So with this, okay, all histogram, especially where you have equal class sizes, you should be able to draw. And it will always be your frequency against the class boundaries. Frequencies against the class boundaries. Please take notes. If you want to use the midpoint, then the midpoint will always be in between, but you don't write a value that you always have to draw or indicate your calibration for the in between, just as you have calibrated here, sort of. Okay, good. So now I can move on to the next, okay, graph. Okay, so you are going to look at the cumulative frequency curve. Okay, so this one was the one that's okay. So this one, okay, was the assignment, which some of you did not. So I don't know how you are going. Maybe you have it, but you didn't send it because I'm going to use it, okay, to answer the follow-up question that we have on the platform. So you all go and pick the questions, okay, on the platform. He said question 7. So I will use, okay, this graph to answer all the questions under question 7. So before you can, okay, answer the follow-up question based on the cumulative, you need to know how to draw your curve before you can use your curve. So you know, if you go to the data we were giving scores. Okay, so let me equally pick the data from so the data, okay, I think, yes, you are giving scores. So your first column, always, your first column, your second column must be, okay, extracted. You will need it, always. So then you will add on based on that table information that you are giving them. So let me, okay, pick my, oh, where is it? I think I did something, then it went, okay, so, okay, forgive me, give me some few seconds, let me pick it. Okay, it was there, but okay, I went back. Okay, I think I have it now. Okay, so question 7. Was it question 7? Or question 5, right? Yeah, I think it's question 5. Am I right? Question 5.
Yes, please, question 5.
Okay, question 5. Okay, so question 5, I draw the histogram, which I didn't ask you to do. Okay, maybe you can do that one and use it to estimate your mode. So correct 1 dp. Okay, so you can do that one later. But I'm interested in the BI. Construct a cumulative frequency curve. Okay, sorry, a cumulative frequency table and use it to draw an ogive. Okay, so you said, okay, I now get, okay, Kobe. Okay, so Kobe, the first one is to draw the cumulative frequency table, which is this. This is the table. Okay, and draw, okay, use it to draw, is a table that will help you to draw the cumulative frequency curve, which is, okay, also known as AKA ogive. Okay, so if you are asked to draw the ogive, it means use the cumulative frequency table to draw a cumulative frequency curve. So that's all. Okay, as simple as that. Only that when giving your title, instead of using cumulative frequency curve, you use ogive. So I said always use, okay, the information provided in the question as a guide for your title. So in this case, you know, in order to, okay, let me see, did I know? So obviously, you cannot call this X. Inshira, do you know? I hope you get it. You can't call this X. X, I told you, must be specific values. They cannot be. What S will be classmate points, specific values. So not the classes. So this shouldn't be here. Okay, and take note of that. Okay, so then after that, we come to marks less than. So in this case, it shouldn't be marks. It should be scores. You get it?
Yes, please.
Okay, so scores less than. Okay, these are some of the things that will play with you. Then you come to your cumulative frequency. Okay, so column. So these two will be very, okay, much needed. And because we are dealing with what? A sample of 50 students, if you sum. Remember I said your first should be this and your last should be the total. Okay, so take note of that. Okay, so this will be it. And when you are drawing your curve, you know what to do. You come in scale. Okay, your cumulative frequency others as well as what? Your max less than others. And remember, don't forget to label your X and Y. Okay, she didn't forget, only that I cropped and the X, okay, vanished. So let me put it there. Okay, so the X others must be labeled. Immediately you draw, label it. Immediately you draw your Y, label it, because it holds the key in protecting any mark that is here. So take note and you come and do your calibrations as well. So in this case, okay, if this one too could have started from what? The 9.5 here. You could have started from that. In that case, you start, okay, the point from here, then you move. Okay, and please, okay, take notes. You don't go beyond your first and your last points. So it means in drawing your curve, this shouldn't come in. Okay, just as you didn't extend, okay, your terminal point, you don't have to extend your initial, okay, point, okay, in terms of the curve. Is my point well made? Hello, is my point well made?
Yes, please.
Okay, very
Yes.
good. Okay, so at this point, this is supposed to be the curve. Now let's see how best we can use the curve. And she realized that, okay, this area, that's why I say you always have to draw. Your title must always be up. This area possibly you will use. So if it is used, as for your scale, you can push it anywhere. But your title must always be up. Ordinarily, your scale should have been here, but you realize that, okay, that space has been used. So you look for somewhere else to put it, provided it will not interfere with your curve or your graph in this case. So let's go and look at what the next question. Okay, so we are going to look at the median score, how to use this graph to find the median score. So let me do this quickly then. Okay, so at this point, we are done with B what I. We are going to look at what II. So let me start II from here. Okay, so II, what are we supposed to find? We are supposed to use, okay, our curve, which is the ogive or the cumulative frequency curve, to estimate correct to the nearest whole number. So we have to underline, okay, nearest whole number. Alpha, so we are going to look at alpha, II alpha. Alpha, we need to find the median score. Okay, take note, the median score. And in order to find the median score, okay, you have to find the median position, our usual stuff. So we know the median position, okay, will be given by sigma F. Okay, can I use the +1 or I can ignore in this situation? If yes, why? If no, why? I want to see whether the advice that you've been given, okay, well taken. Hello? Should I add a +1?
No, please.
Did I hear no?
Yes, please.
Okay, why? Okay, remember
Because
I said,
it's more than 20.
Yes, more than 20. Your total frequency is more than 20. Very good. Okay, thank you very much. So over 2, okay, TH. Thank you very much. Okay, so at least I know that you are now, okay, working with experience. Okay, very good. All right, I like that. Okay, thank you, Kobe. So exactly what I was expecting you to say. Okay, so now this is what we have. So we need a position. So the position will be equal to 50, okay, over 2 position. Let me move on to the next page, or I can continue from there. Will you go there? No, it will not. Okay, I think it can. We can manage and come and write the answer there. Okay, so this will give us what? The 25th, okay, position. Okay, so now because you are looking for the median score, okay, it means your final reading should be on the score others. Okay, and you can see that I think, okay, again, instead of scores, okay, because she used what? Marks. That's exactly what is reflected here. Okay, so please take note, it's supposed to be scores. So you are looking for scores, and scores, okay, your final reading must be on this side or on this others. So it means you have to start reading from here and come and end here. Take notes. Is my point well made?
Yes, please.
Okay, so 25th, and in terms of position or numbers, it will be here. So you come to your y-axis, you look at where you can get what, 25. Okay, then you trace. So let me go to the normal view so that I can pick my straight edge to help us, okay, do the tracing and know exactly what you are supposed to do. All right, okay, so now you come here, then trace. I can see 25 here. So you will trace, okay. I won't get the exact picture though, okay, because, okay. So you trace, just get a concept, you will get the right value. So you trace, and again, you know, anytime you are tracing, you don't use continuous lines. So any line that you are using to read, you don't use continuous line. You use broken lines. I don't waste time on, okay, the broken line. So you can see 3, I'm done. Then I come and trace down because that's where my final reading will be. Okay, so my professors, I hope you are following.
Yes, please.
Okay, so you can see, okay, my lines. Okay, so this is it. Then the value that you see here, because each small box, okay, you should know its value. I think mine is on the 3rd small box. Okay, so the scale here, the class size was 5, is that not it? So it means I'm using 2 centimeters to 5. Okay, so on that note, I will have what? 5 divided by 10, and that will give us what? 0.5, right? So it means each small box is 0.5. So 2 would be 0.1. So I'm going to get this is, which value is this? Okay, so 9.5, 14.5, 19.5. So I will get 19.5, then I'll have 1. So it will be 20.5. Okay, then, okay, that will give me, so that will give me 30. Is that clear?
Yes,
From my
please.
graph. Okay, you should also find yours from your graph. Is that clear? My professors, are you following? You know this topic is critical. Make sure you get it. Is my point well made?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. Okay, so that will be, yes, please.
Please, why didn't you use the class boundary to find the median score and use the cumulative?
Why didn't I use the class boundary as in?
Why didn't you check like from the class boundary, like 25 over there, and trace it up to the cumulative frequency?
You want the 25 here? Is that what you are trying to say?
Yes.
Okay, so I said it indirectly. What are you looking for? You are looking for a score, is that not it?
Yes.
You are looking for the median score. So it means your final reading must be on the median, okay, sorry, on the score ASL. So your final reading should be on this ASLs. So if you come and take, you can see that the position will be in terms of numbers. Can you use the mass to get, to get a position?
No.
No, so what you have here, the 25th that you have here is in terms of the numbers. So you start tracing from the numbers and you end on the scores. You get the point?
Yes, please.
Okay, if what you said, I well understood you, then it means that is the best explanation I can give. All right, okay, so that will be, so ask questions. So always you need to determine where your final reading will be. And any time the question is asking you to find the score, okay, marks, what have you, indirectly you should know, okay, your reading must be here. Other than if the question is looking for the number, then your final reading should be here. Otherwise, if the question is not looking for number, the number of this, the number of that, because this is where you have your number, this is where you have your score, your category. So take notes. So it's either your final reading will be here or it will be here, depending on the question that you have before you. They're all correct.
Yes.
Okay. Then after that, okay, let's see what we are asked to find next. Okay.
That one, please, from your graph. It doesn't look like it's 30. That's the median.
It doesn't look like what?
Like it's 30.
It's 30.
Doesn't look like it's 30. Because it's between 19.5 and 24.
Okay, that's why I said it's an estimated value. So from my graph, that's how I had. Okay, so from yours, state yours.
Okay.
Okay, all right. You can see that the picture you can see. The picture, that's the more reason why you can see that it's not a straight line. Because I'm using this. This graph itself is not straight, the picture. So I told you before I started, I said mine will not give you the exact picture because of the nature of the graph, but it's a concept I want you to get. So once you get the concept, once you have the perfect graph there, you will get a perfect, okay, result.
Yes, please.
Okay, you are welcome. All right, so now this is what we have in terms of, so we are going to move on to the beta. Okay, so beta, what are we supposed to have? And I will say something there. Beta, we are supposed to find the first quartile, is that not it? Okay, we didn't do the quartiles, but I will take an opportunity to take you through, okay, grab this opportunity to take you through the quartiles. I will, okay, anytime, just the name itself, quarter. Okay, so it means you are going to divide your data set into 4, okay, equal halves. Okay, however, take note. Okay, anytime you are looking for quartiles, quartile we write Q sub n. And that will always be equal to n over 4. Okay, then your sigma f. Quartiles, first of all, you need to get the position as well. So always it will be th. You get the position before you move on. So the second quartiles will be the same as your median. So a special name for the second quartile is the median. So indirectly, what we did, we looked for the second quartile. And you can see that if I'm talking about the second quartile, first quartile is denoted by Q sub 1. And that will mean I will get 1 over 4, okay, by sigma f, okay, th. Now, once I get the position, I can go and read and get the value in terms of score here. Then your second quartile, okay, will be Q sub 2, which will be 2 over 4. But you know that will give you 1 over 2 sigma f, okay, th. And you can see that this was the same, okay, quantity that we use or relation that we use in finding the median. Is that clear? So your second quartile is the same as your median. So usually we will not ask you to find the second quartile. Instead of the special name is what we use, the median. And we have what we call the third quartile. So that will be Q sub 3. And that will be, remember, 3, okay, over 4, okay, the summation of f was th. Okay, you get the position, then you move on. But you should equally know that the first quartile is also known as the lower quartile. So it's either the first quartile or lower quartile. Okay, and okay, the second quartile, remember I said is the same as the median. The third quartile is also known as the upper quartile. So if you don't see first quartile, okay, and you see, okay, lower quartile, you should know that it's the same thing. The question asks you to find, okay, the upper quartile, and you don't see third quartile, is the same thing. Is my point well made?
Yes, please.
Okay, so like I said, the question that you have there, by the time you finish solving it, you know all that you are supposed to, okay, know under, okay, the cumulative frequency here. So in this case, I'm looking for what? Okay, what are my first quartile? So first quartile, okay, I know is Q sub 1, and that will be equal to, okay, 1/4 sigma F, okay, TH. So I will start by getting my position. So 1/4 sigma F gave us what, 50, am I right? Then TH. Okay, so which gives us what? I'm waiting, 25, sorry, that will give us a decimal. I'm waiting. It's not over 2. I'm waiting. Oh, as for this calculation, I don't want you to waste time on that. So that will give us what?
12.5.
Okay, so 12.5, obviously. So it will be 25 divided by 2. So 12.5. Okay, so this is what we have. So 12.5, okay, position. Here you can go and get that from, okay, your graph. So you go to your graph. Okay, this is what you go and do. So where is my graph? Okay, I think it's here. Okay, my graph is going to be busy because of the nature of the question. So along the line, I will, okay, duplicate it and clear. Okay, so that it will be free for you to appreciate. Okay, so now I come in 12.5 position first. So I go to where I have 12.5. Okay, so I know this is calibrated. So I should know this is what, 5, 10. Okay, this will be 12.5 because it will meet midway between, okay, 10 and what, and 15. So I go and draw my broken line to meet my curve. Okay, but remember I've told you can space out. Okay, then your final reading, you know, will be on your score answers. So you come and trace, okay, on the score answers. My professors, I hope you are following.
Yes,
okay,
please.
so you trace, and again, when you are tracing, you know, broken lines all the way. Okay, so this will be it. So you trace, then you go and read. Okay, so what I have there, okay, so let me be very critical because before somebody will tell me, so this is 9.5, this is 14.5. Okay, 2 centimeters, so 2 boxes will be 0.1. So if this is what, 14.5, it will be 15.5. I have 4 boxes, so I'm going to get 0.2. So 14, okay, so I'll get 16.5. I hope you are with me. So
Yes,
I will
please.
get that to be, so my final answer will be 16, okay, 0.5. But let's see, I think the question asks us to get a certain approximation. Have you considered that? Did you consider that in our first answer? I think it was nearest whole number. This is it. Okay, the other one, was it nearest whole number? I remember nearest whole number. Yes, it is. So this is nearest whole number. It is. Then the other one to this one we cannot. So we have to take this one to, okay, 17. Is that clear? We are protecting our mass like that because we have underlined. And once you underline, before you move on to the next question, subject that one through. Okay, so I can, instead of trying to draw my conclusion, I can write therefore here. Just being smart. I go. Is my point well made?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let's see. The next one, what do we have? Is it? Okay, gamma. Okay, so gamma. Okay, what do we have? We are looking for the third quarter. So third quarter, if you like, you can even use third. This, and you can use first. Okay, it's the same thing. So quarter. Okay, quarter. So I'm going to get, remember you said that would be 3/4. Then your sigma F, okay, TH. So this would be equal to 3/4. You know your sigma F. Your sigma F is 50. TH, don't forget your position. So now this will be calculator work. I'm waiting for you. Okay, then I'll attach my
37.5.
Come again.
37.5.
Okay, 37.5. Okay, so now again, you go to your, graph, your curve. Then you find 37.5, where that will be. So I have 37.5. So where is 35? This is 30, 35. Okay, so between 35 and 40 will give me my 37.5. So I go and trace. So you can see that the way it's like the graph is bent. So I'm not getting the clearer or the right picture. You get it? But once you get the understanding, that's okay for me. Okay, so you trace. So it's very possible my reading will veer off the allowed, margin of error, because you look at what I have there. I've drawn a straight line, but I look at it's not looking straight in terms of the picture. Okay, so I come and trace. I hope you are following though.
Yes, please.
Okay, so take notes. Oops. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is what you have. You trace, then you go and read. Okay, so I will need it. So I am going to indirectly, write it. Okay, so those with the right value, I'll rely on you. Give me the right value. So I can write therefore here. Okay, the first one will be more than a whole number, and then convert it to a whole number. So I'm waiting. Hello, my professors, are you there? I'm waiting. What did you get from your graph? Those quiz, to some of you don't have. So I think it's Inshira and Kobe. That's okay. I am assured that they have their graph. So I'm relying on you. Inshira and Kobe. Okay, please give me your values from your graph. Other than that, then I have to resort to use what I have here as what mine, because I don't have time. Yeah, today's meeting here, very answer. All right, so this is what do you call it? Is it 19.5? So this is 9.5, 14.5, 19.5. Okay, so this is rather 24.5. So 24.5, I think an answer has dropped. So 26.5, 27, I will have 27. Okay, so Kobe's phone is 24.5. So I'm going to go by that because of the nature of my graph. So I'm going to use 24.5. And Inshura, what did you get? Was yours also close to 24.5?
It's about 24.75.
Okay, so it means yours was between, the small box.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay, so, but to the nearest whole number, I'm going to get 5. Okay, so take note. So that will be it for, what is here? Okay, and you know I had 24 points. So you can see that it's well reading. That's why it's graph. So when you are drawing your curve, make sure your curve flows. Because immediately you go, let me come to what you have here. If your curve, assuming maybe at this point you intruded before you came up, any reading there will veer off. So your curve must flow. Okay, and if you are drawing your curve and you are shaking, say no to alcohol. You shouldn't. You shouldn't say a shake. Okay, make sure, you flow once you are joining your curve. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, that was just by the way. So now I think we are good to go. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next one is interquartile. But before you can get the semi-interquartile, you have to know the interquartile. Okay, inter. Okay, obviously you'll be looking at what difference. Okay, so this is it. Okay, I'm going to clear the side and I will continue there. Okay, so let me see. Oh, I have included something that I don't need to include. So let me restrict myself. Okay, oops. Okay. All right, so now this is it. We are going to look at the next one. Okay, what do we, okay, let me see the question number, whether, okay, so the row, okay, so we have this. And, okay, that one is the semi, okay, interquartile. Let me see, I've seen some messages, let me read before. Okay, so please take notes. Okay, I get you. I said I will address that. Okay, we have cumulative frequency curve. That one, okay, you join with your free hand, and we have a frequency polygon. Okay, SHS usually you don't teach frequency polygon. However, let me chip it. For the polygon, because polygon you are dealing with size, and size are supposed to be straight line. When you are joining your indicated point, you use a straight line. That's the difference. Kobe, is my point well made? But in terms of frequency, cumulative frequency curve and ogive, you always use your free hand. Never. It's only frequency polygon that you use, okay, straight line to join your points. Because polygon, you know you are dealing with size, and size must be straight line. Okay, so take note. So here, no straight line. We use a curve. Okay, so a frequency curve, not a frequency polygon. Curves are, okay, drawn using the free hand. Okay, so let me quickly, okay, deal with that. I guess my point is well made. Okay, probably. So semi, okay, interquartile, okay, will be equal to, it will be interquartile divided by 2. And interquartile will always be your Q3 minus Q1, okay, all over what? Over 2. Okay, very soon I will advise you how to make our work very easy and equally your work easy. So in this case, this is what you go and look for your third quartile value. And I think we had, okay, the value that we have found here, we found it. Okay, so let me see. I know the first quartile gave, okay, it's here. So that is 25. Okay, because your answer, you are asked to take it to a whole number, you can work with the whole numbers, because if you work with them indirectly, you end up getting the same result. Then minus what? Your 17. Okay, all over what? Over 2. So I'm waiting. So here you don't go and do any reading. Okay, if the question straight away was semi-interquartile, then you have to go and find, you put the formula, you have to go and find Q sub 1, come and find Q sub 3, then you, okay, divide the result by what? 2. So what you have up here is what we call the interquartile range. Interquartile range, and you know that anytime we talk about range, we are talking about a difference. Remember so far, difference. So interquartile range will be your numerator. So semi-interquartile range will be your interquartile range divided by 2. Semi means half. Okay, so you divide it by 2, as simple as that. So if you had found the interquartile somewhere and you were asked to find the semi-interquartile, we would have divided our results by 2. Point well made.
Yes, please.
Okay, so what will this give us? I'm waiting.
4.
Okay, so everything here will be 4, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so that will give us 8 over 2, which is equal to what? 4. So if you don't want to draw your conclusion, you can write this there. Okay, and they are measures. Okay, so you should take note. If you know they are units, you attach. But here, because we don't know the unit, that's why I didn't attach, because they are measures. Your final readings were on a particular axis, which usually will have a unit.
Mr. Hackman.
Hello.
Please, is it possible that other people can get different answers?
Is it possible that what?
Like the answers can vary for the
Yeah, there could be variations, but it shouldn't be that huge.
Okay.
Okay, there should be, but you can see that in this case, there could be variations here. So maybe if you had 18, no issue. Maybe yours gave you, okay, so but if you go beyond 18, there will be an issue. Okay, and this case, so usually that's why we said estimate. Use that one to estimate. Okay, if you don't use the graph, then the graph, that situation will give you the exact amount. Anytime you are using the graph, but maybe if this is 4 and you go and get 7 or you go and get 6, it is way, way, way outside. So maybe 5, okay, will do. You don't go beyond, or 3, you don't go beyond that. Is my point well made?
Yes, please.
Okay, very good. Oh, I was going to say something then. Okay, yes, very good. All right. So to make your work very easy, okay, anytime you are dealing with the quarters, okay, if you come and find the first one, okay, just write Q1 here. That's the lower quarter. And this was the upper quarter, right? Q3. Okay, so that in case you want to go back and check, you can easily know because you have a whole lot of traces there. Okay, you will know the right one to pick. Okay, and it will make your work, going forward, okay, convenient. And this was the median. And you can see that indeed that is the median. It's between these two. Okay, always your fourth quartile will give you your total frequency. Because it will be 4/4, okay, then the summation of F. So that will give you the summation of F. So that one will always give you your total frequency. So you always trace and come and get the last one. So we usually don't ask that, because that is automatic. Is that clear? Okay, so that will be it in terms of the quartiles. In the same way, you could be asked to find percentiles and what have you. If you are asked to find percentiles, usually, okay, then it means you are going to get maybe 100. But even if you have less than 100, you could be asked to find percentiles. Percentiles, let me chip that one in. It's the same thing. Okay, percentiles will be P, represented by P. So I can talk of the first percentile, it will be P sub 1. And percent is over 100, so it's 1/100. Okay, then summation of F. So the second percentile will be P sub 2, okay, which will be equal to 2/100, which you can reduce anyway, sigma F. Okay, I can say 25th percentile, and 25th percentile will be sub 25, and that will be equal to 25/100, okay, sigma F. Okay, 50th percentile will be P, okay, sub 50, and 50th percentile will always be the same as what? The median. In terms of percentiles, 50th percentile is the median. Okay, and you could be asked to deal with deciles. Decile will be over 10. It's the same thing. So if you are asked to find the fifth decile, it's the same as you being asked to find the median, because the fifth decile would be equal to 5 over, you get fifth decile will be equal to 5 over 10, decile 10, sigma F. So 5/10 will give you 1/2, okay, sigma F. And don't forget you need the position before. Is my point well made? Hello, is my point well made?
Yes, please.
Okay, very good. So indirectly, I've taught you the percentiles and what have you. So even if it's a raw data, okay, however, if it's a raw data, this is what you do. Okay, you are supposed to first of all arrange. But I've told you that anytime you are given a raw data, now you will no longer work with a raw data. Remember, the advice is every raw data, which is more than 10, your observations, your items more than 10, okay, you take it to the frequency distribution table and use it. So all that, if it's a raw data and you move it on a group frequency distribution table, you'll still be using sigma F. Exactly. So you use the sigma F to get the position, then you know how to find, okay, that position. The same concept that we use the median to find the position, then you get the observation occupying that position. So in terms of the percentiles, the quartiles, what deciles, I think we should be fine. And usually these questions are asked based on the cumulative frequency curve. So with this basic explanation, anytime you take any pamphlets, okay, you should be able to relate with the solution that is presented. Okay, so that's it by the way. So let me duplicate this and let's go and continue. Okay, all right, so let me clear the whole of this now. Okay, so at this point, okay, we are going to continue. We are done with, okay, all the patterns and what have you. Okay, so give me some free, let me pause. Okay, and do the needful just to see. Okay, so I, here we come. Okay, I, what do we have? We are asked to find, okay, so again, we are supposed to use our curve from your curve. Find the number of people who scored. Okay, so here, we are looking for the number of people. So where do you think our final reading will be? Will it be on the y-axis or on the x-axis? Hello, my professors.
It will be on the y-axis.
On the y-axis, because that's where we have the number. Take notes. I'm giving you all the clues. Okay, all right, so thank you. Okay, and okay, in terms of drawing your cumulative frequency curve, if you want it to be smooth, now, okay, technology, you will go, okay, no, okay, modern age, you have a flexible ruler. I guess you've seen some before.
Yes, please. I have one.
So if possible, get that ruler. Okay, it's usually helpful, especially when you are asked to draw a curve. That one, because it's flexible, you can. Okay, so however, you need to know how to use it. Okay, if you've not been using it and your first time is exams, okay, time, you will find it convenient using it. Okay, so if you want to use it, then get some now and start practicing with it. Is that clear? Otherwise, you can use your free hand without, okay, no one, okay, I mean, no issues. So now let's go. I. We need to find a number. So I'm going to number who scored. Am I right? Okay, so number who scored. Okay, so number who scored. Okay, so I'm going to write number. Therefore, okay, number who scored. Okay, I'm going to look at which one. The first one is alpha. Alpha is what? Less than 17. So less than, okay, 17. Are you with me? Okay,
Yes,
I'm going to introduce you to certain keywords and, okay, concepts if you get it, tricks. Okay, anytime the question asks you to find less than, normal less than, normal less than, okay, you are interested, you can see that here, the score is 17. So it means you trade the 17 on the x-axis. That's where you have the score. And go and get your final reading on the y-axis. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. So I'm going to trace. Okay, so listen carefully. Okay, how you get your answer. So where is it? Oh, I think I should duplicate this as well. It's becoming busy. Let me duplicate it. Okay, or let me see if I can copy. Okay, if I copy that, it won't come. The traces will not come. So I think that would be better. I don't have to go and erase anything. So let me copy then come and paste here. Okay, all right. So, okay, so now this is what we have. We are good to go. Okay, so we are looking at, less than, the question is packed. Usually you get a packed question for your, okay, diagram, okay, to be very busy, your traces and what have you. And because I want us to address all situations, that's why it's packed. Okay, so now, less than 17, this is what you do. You come to your graph, 17, okay, you can get 7, this is 9.5, okay, 14.5. So 17, you should know where to get the 17. Assuming my 17 is here. I hope you are with me. So you will know where to pick your 17. Is that clear? From your,
Yeah.
So because of time, I have the meeting in mind. Pressure, they've started calling me, but okay, I have to finish this. Your future is very important. All right, so now this is what we have. So I'm going to trace. Okay, so if I trace, assuming this is my 17, I'm just, okay, so I trace. Okay, 1, oops. Okay, and my reading, my final reading, you said should be on the y-axis. So I come and trace, okay, on the y-axis. I hope you are following my professors. Okay, so, all right, okay. I can see, I know, but because that is right, that's the more reason why somebody mentioned it. Okay, I'm going to equally, okay, so please, okay, you can equally use a broomstick to draw what you okay. Okay, you can use that as well. Okay, only that. Okay, because of where we are coming from, sometimes if you enter the exams room with a broomstick and the rest they don't know, maybe you'll make us a wood trade room. Okay, you are using juju. Okay, so that's it. That's why I didn't want to mention that. Okay, so now this is what we have. Okay, we are good to go. So you trace and a certain advice will come. Now let's go. What do we have? Okay, assuming I traced, I'm just assuming. Okay, so this is what? 10, 15. So assuming maybe I had, okay, so 15, two boxes will be 1, so that will give me 14. Okay, so I'm going to get 14. Is that clear? But assuming yours was between a certain value and maybe you had 14.5, my advice is don't, in terms of numbers, don't conclude with decimals. Is my point well made?
Yes, please.
Okay, because who will be the decimal? So anytime you're asked to find numbers and you read and you get a decimal, move it to the nearest whole number. Take note of that. Okay, so 15.5, somebody had 15.5. So you don't conclude with 15.5 because you are looking for a number. So that will give you 16. Okay, take note. So you approximate it to 16. Always approximate it to the nearest whole number. Okay, point well made. Okay, and with this, anytime you see less than question, for less than, your reading becomes your answer. Take note, less than reading is equal to answer, so you can write it in your notes. Less than reading is equal to answer. So you can see that with this situation, immediately, anytime you are looking, okay, for the less than is, so from here to here is the less than that mark, and from in terms of number, from here to here would be the less than. So in actual fact, it should have been, okay, this value minus 0, because you are looking at this gap. And you can see that any quantity minus 0 will give you the quantity itself. So in that case, the reading here becomes what you are looking for always. Is my point well made? Okay, very good. So now let's look at the next question. Is my point well made? Or should come again?
Yes, like
Okay.
from where
So,
you
from where?
from where you were finding this less than 17, I didn't get that part.
Okay, so I said less than 70. As for the reading, you get it right. 17 marks. You read and you get your answer in terms of numbers here. And I'm saying that the answer that you get on your final reading, what you have, it automatically becomes your answer. Because those who score less than will be from here up to this. This is the ceiling. So you are going to get this as the reading. Because you are looking for this gap. Those who scored less than will be from here up to this. And the gap here, the value here minus 0. But that is the distance here. So always the reading here automatically becomes the answer. Anytime you have less than question, automatically, okay, you are talking about what? Your actual reading, the exact reading there becomes your answer. Now let's look at the next one. The next one, what do we have? Okay, so the next one, beta more than 28. Okay, so more than 28. So we know how to deal with less than now. So more than 28 marks, you know. So with this one too, you come to your graph where you have 28 marks. Okay, so you are going to trace, but okay, with this one, I will say something else. Okay, there. So where you have 28. So assuming this is what? Okay, okay, so let me see. 9.5, 14.5, 19.5, 20.5, okay, 24.5. Okay, this is what? 20, so 29.5. So 28 will be somewhere here. Okay. Because of time, I don't want to be that precise because of, so I want you to get a concept and we are good to go. Okay, so I will space up to get my reading. Is my point well made? So just look for the mark because your answers are calibrated. You should know how to get the exact mark. Okay, so here, as for, because the graph is bending, I won't get the true, reflection. Okay, so this is what but if you understand, that's okay. That's what I need now. So what reading will you get there? Okay, whatever reading that you have there, so please take notes. If you are looking for those who scored more than 28, in terms of marks, it will be here going. Do you agree? Hello, are you with me? However, in terms of numbers, it will be here going. Is my point well made?
No, please.
Okay, so you can see that if I have this, I've calibrated. So if I'm looking at more than, it means you can see that as I move in this direction, the mass becomes bigger. So I'm looking at more than maybe 20, more than, let me use 28 will be, if I pick my 28, all the marks here in this direction will be more than 28. Do you get it?
Yes, please.
Okay, and if you
Mr.
come and read, all the marks below here will be less than 28. All the marks are, all the, what do you call it? The number here will be the number representing less than what? Whatever reading that you have here. Okay, all that you have here will represent what you have up there. So here, my simple point is, anytime you are asked to find more than, for more than, your reading shouldn't be your answer. You subtract your reading from the total frequency. Because you are looking for this gap. More than will be here, but you cannot go beyond the maximum. So it will be this gap. And how do I get this gap? It will be the upper value here minus this value. Is my point well made, or I should come again?
Please come again.
Please come
Okay.
again.
Remember, when we were looking for less than is down. Is that not? Less than is get this gap. Do you agree? Because less than this will be the direction. Okay, so when you read to this will be the direction. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, if I want to get this gap, so it's a difference. So you know, it's this length. If I want to get this length, okay, the reading here minus the reading here, but I've told you automatically the reading here will always be 0. So 0, okay, if you subtract the reading here, you get the reading here. So that's why for less than questions, the exact reading here becomes the answer. But if I'm looking at more than, look at the direction, this will move this way. It means this will also move upwards. So if it is moving upward, you can see that there is a ceiling to the number of students that I have. I cannot go beyond a certain ceiling. Is my point well made?
Yes.
No, please.
Okay, so you know what you said, you don't understand how I read what do you call the 28 on the x-axis. But the 28
Yes,
that you have here, what is it? Is it a number or it is in terms of marks? Read the question. Is the 28 given in terms of numbers or in terms of marks or in terms of score in this case?
It's given in terms of number.
Read the question.
It's given in terms of score, sorry.
Your head like mine. All right. Okay, so in terms of score, so it means what you have here is a score. So you go and start reading on the score, the 28 score. Because your final reading should be on the number. Okay, you should land on the number axis, which is the y-axis. So you go and look for 28. I said mine, you can see that even this line is not that straight. I just want you to underline. You can pick the 28 directly from your graph. Okay, I am trying to explain for you to get it. So you pick your 28, you trace, and your line should be very straight. okay, it should be vertical. Then you trace to the curve, then you come and do your final, okay, tracing to the y-axis. So the reading there, unfortunately this time around is not your answer. You subtract the reading from the total frequency. So here, our total frequency we had was 50, am I right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so your reading there, assuming my reading here is, let's say, 41. This value is what? 35. So let me say 36 or 37. So in this case, I won't write 37 as my, as my, answer, but I'll write 50 minus 37. And that will be my answer. All of them, it will be something minus something. But the first one, because it's less than, it will be 14 minus 0, but it will be give you 14. The other one, it will be your total minus this. Is my point well made now?
Yes, please.
Okay, so mine will not be exact. So if somebody said, okay, he had 42, so his result will be 50 minus 42. So that will give the person 8. But if mine is 37, then what am I going to get? I'm going to get 50 minus 37, which will give me 13. Am I right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so based on your graph, once you understand, you will do the exact thing, so you get it. Okay, so less than exact reading, more than total frequency minus the reading. So you can put it down in your own words, the way you understand. Okay, now we are going to look at in between. Okay, so if you get that, these are all the possible questions that you will encounter. So know all the tricks. If you get it, then that will be it. Less than exact reading, more than, okay, you don't give the exact reading, you subtract the exact reading, okay, from the total frequency, that will give you your answer. Now we are going to look at between. Okay, let me see whether the values there. So between 17 and 20. So in this case, 28, I should say, you have to come and read, assuming you've not done the 17, you've not done what? The 28. This case, between 17 and 28, you come and read, okay, for 17, which will be here. Okay, then you come and read for 28, which will be here. So between 17 and 28 will be here. The reading, the number will be in terms of this distance. You get it? Because this is between. The between will be here as well. More than will be here, less than will. So between will be here. So your reading on this side will also be between this. So you know, okay, if I want to find this distance, what do I do? It will be the upper reading here minus the lower reading. So if this were my answers, then I'm going to get what? Between, okay, we said 28, or let me say 17 and 28. Okay, will be equal to, I'm going to get my 17 reading, sorry, my 28 reading, where is it? Okay, so what was the 28 reading? You are not using this value, please take notes. I hope you get my point. Okay, is this one that you use the value here, but this one you use the reading. So the reading there is 37. Okay, then minus the reading here was what? 14. Should I come again?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we said between will be the distance here. So how do I get the distance here? By getting the reading here. And I said the reading here, I said give me 37. That's what I subtracted from 50 to get this. Okay, so the reading here is what? 37, so I write it. And we also realize that the reading here from my graph is 14. So it will be minus 14. So the reading here minus the reading here, and that will give you your answer. Is my point well made?
Yes.
Okay, so what are we going to get? Is it 23?
Mr. Hackman,
Yes, please.
23.
please, I was disconnected, so I don't know where the 37 came from.
You don't know where the 37 came from, the reading, okay, for the 28 mark or score. Okay, so the reading here, remember the reading here, you trace, you read, you trace, you read. So if we are looking at between, it will be the upper value here minus the lower value. And that's what we have here. The upper reading is the lower reading, between, you know. Okay, as simple as that. It's my point well made. Okay, so now let's look at the next set of questions, which will be similar anyway. Okay, so I will leave that one with you, and that will be your assignment. You use the same graph. Okay, from your curve, find the number of people who scored at most 13. So you should know at most, okay, is the same as what? At most means that is the ceiling. So it's the same as less than. Is that not it? Oh, did I write less than? It's less than, not less than. Okay. So you can see another word, another way of putting less than is to use what? At most. So if you see at most, so if the same question, okay, we could have put it this way, at most 17. And you should know that it's the same as what? Less than 17. So take it to your comfort zone, the less than, the more than, then the between. Okay, so if you see at most, that's the ceiling. If you see at least, then what does that mean? That means more than. Is that not it? That's the floor. So we'll just play with words. Ask questions in their sound. Okay, so here, what do we have? So at most, you know what to do. You go and get your reading on 13. Okay, because at most is the same as less than. Your reading on the y-axis becomes the value that we are looking for. Then we have at least 32. Okay, at least 32 is the same as what? More than 32. So you go and get the reading for 32. You subtract it from the total because we know that more than, we usually subtract it from the total frequency. Okay, as for between, we can't do anything about it. It will be the same language. Okay, we can't change it. All correct. It's my point well made, my professors. Oh, wow.
Yes,
30 minutes. Okay, I'm 30 minutes late, the way I will drive. All right. Okay, so this is it. Okay, unfortunately, okay, I'm going to end here. Please pardon me. Okay, so the other one, which will be on distinction, I will do the video and send it to you. Is that clear?
Yes, please.
I will stay awake, okay, and maybe do, okay, the video and send it to you. Okay, I'll just take you through the tidbits, what you need to know. Okay, how to take the question to your comfort zone. Make it very easy, okay, to get whatever. So now you know how to find, okay, the quartiles. First quartile, which is the same as what? The lower quartile. Okay, third quartile, which is the same as what? The upper quartile. Second quartile, which is the same as the median, your own median. We know how to find that. We know how to find the deciles. Deciles will be over 10. Okay, so first decile will be 1 over 10. Second decile, second is 2 over 10. Third decile, 3 over 10. Okay, so take notes. Okay, then percentiles will be over 100. So your total frequency over 100, TH, but you always need the position to find the value. Okay, so take note of that. So 25th percentile will be 25 over 100. Okay, times your frequency, that will TH, that will give you your position. And now we know how to find the number, okay, who scored less than a particular value. And we said anytime you see less than, you have to, okay, the reading will be the value that we are looking for. Then we have more than a particular value. Okay, more than a particular value will mean you get the reading for that particular value, you subtract it from the total frequency, and that will give you the more than. Then the between the two values, you get the corresponding reading for the values. Okay, then you subtract, but it will always be the upper value, which is the bigger value, minus the smaller value in terms of your reading. Okay, and we said less than is the same as what? Okay, at what? At most. And more than is the same as what? At least. So if you don't see less than and you see at most, if you don't see more than and you see at least, you use the same concept. Points well made. Okay, so tomorrow's meeting will be for, I think tomorrow we said what time? 5 to 7, right? We agreed on 5 to 7.
Yes, please. 5 to 7.
Okay, 5 to 7.
Yes,
Okay, and it will be revision. So please, after the class, send me the topics that you want us to revise on, the core maths topics, because tomorrow will be for core maths. Okay, then I'll see what I can do in terms of planning. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, God bless us all.
Amen.
Okay, please make sure you do what I've asked you to do. Okay, I think question, okay, is it 5? Ivy, do the Ivy. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.